Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing a little bit something different. We're gonna be doing a tier list. Fucking original idea, am I right or am I right? You notice it's really low quality right now. That's because it's just on a fucking webcam. We'll go ahead and get to the actual thing here, and it looks a little bit better like that. But we're gonna basically be doing a anime girl hair color tier list. So I literally I had this thought because I was walking on campus and I saw a girl with like this dyed silver hair. I'm like, holy shit, that looks great. And then, the cog starts turning. I'm like, I need to make content. How can I turn this into content? And this is the content I came up with. Just for you guys. It's not very good. I'm going to be honest. I just need stuff. So I've been wanting to do tier lists for a while, but a lot of the tier lists just take way too, like the ones that I want to do just take me watching a lot of anime or reading a lot of manga to make, and I haven't been able to get through all that, so this is the first tier list that I'm going to be able to bring you guys. So get fucking hyped. There's more coming. I know you guys aren't tired of tier lists. I know you're not because, or at least people on YouTube in general are not, because they continue to get absolutely amazing viewership, even though they're kind of wacky. I honestly personally really like watching tier lists because it's just a very easy way for people to concisely consolidate their opinions into something that for you easily understand. And it's also a very good way to get shit takes out there because trust me, get hyped, guys. There's gonna be some shit takes. I don't not have shit takes. Like, I only have shit takes. That's all I got to offer you guys. But I made this list myself, actually, so this is all something I made. I'll put a link in the description, hopefully if I remember, for you guys to be able to do this if you want to do it at all. But these are basically the anime girls that I chose personally to recommend, or be the front girl, my best example for each color, or at least my favorite example necessarily. Starting off, we got Yukino from My Teen Romantic Comedy is Wrong as I Expected. She represents the black hair color. Shiraishi Ura, she represents the blonde hair color. Shino, who represents the blue hair color. Sasha, who represents the brown hair color. Asuka, who represents orange/ginger hair color. Sue, who represents green hair color. 02, which she was just the epitome of pink hair color to me, like blew up in popularity. Senju Gahara for the purple hair color. Rias Gumry for red, which I do consider red and ginger different because I think ginger is far more like a orange than a red. And then finally we have silver, gray, and white all kind of in one, just because it's very hard to tell in anime what the difference is for those. So I kind of just figured all in one would make the most sense. So all in all, not a ton on this list, but without any further stalling, we'll go ahead and get into the shit takes. So starting over here, we've got black hair, which black hair to me, I think it's a good hair color, and it's got good consistency, but it just, because it's so common, it can also be a very diluted pool overall. You're looking at a lot of different characters, and you can think of characters that you really do like that have black hair color, but you could also definitely think of a good amount of characters that you don't like that have black hair color. And because of that, I'm going to put it personally in the B tier. So it's still good. I like a lot of girls that have black, but I think there's just enough ones that bring it down to where it would be more of a B tier. All right. So next, we're going to be discussing the blonde hair color, which blonde, if you can't tell from the fact that it's got Shiraishi on it, blonde is one of those ones, like, for some reason, I honestly don't want to like it. Like, I don't want to fall into the camp of blonde being fantastic. But it just is. There's so many good blonde-colored, like, blonde hair people. There's Shinobu from the Monogatari series. There's obviously Shiraishi, S tier. There's Mashiro from Pet Girl of Sakura. So, I mean, there are so many, and I could just keep going on for such a long time naming off so many different, like, top-tier girls that with blonde hair, to where I just can't not put it on the S tier here. So we're going to be leaving blonde on our first S tier, so very early on we get one. So yeah, next we're looking at blue hair. And blue hair for me is not one I'm a big fan of. Even when I was looking up examples of blue hair girls, because I came up with the color and I'm like, fuck, what even has like this color of hair? I was like consistently disappointed with the results that I could find. It was just a lot of people either from shows I don't know or characters from shows that I don't really care about. Like Shiro over here is really the only blue hair colored girl that I would say I do care about. And for that reason, I would say that it's going to be a D tier. It's honestly very close to being an F tier for me, like phenomenally close. But I would say it's a D tier just because because I can't give a reasoning as to why it's not F, but yeah. Next, we're going to be looking over here at the brown hair color. So, brown is very similar, in my opinion, to black. To where it's just, I mean, it's a very common, normal hair color, and because of that, there's just a lot of characters that have that color, and you get a very mixed pool. And due to that, I would say that more than likely it would also literally just go side by side with black and just belong in B tier. I mean, it's you see Zasha, absolute best girl there is. But again, there's just gonna be like a lot of very stereotypical, unoriginal feeling anime girls are gonna have the black or the brown hair color because that's the actual hair color that Japanese girls would have over in Japan, and because of that, it's just very common and can feel unoriginal at times. So I would definitely say that it's a B tier. All right, so next we're looking at the ginger or orange colored hair. Ginger and orange color was kind of hard to do because it had so much overlap with red hair, because there was a lot of characters where like I kind of looked at them and it was like it could really go either way, to where like it could be red, it could also be orange ginger. I can easily fall into either camp, but for the ones overall that I think that are like definitive, that I feel confident I would say that is this color, I would say that would land them at a C tier. So it's just, they're nothing great, but they're nothing terrible necessarily. Like, they're all reasonably good. They just feel like a lot of the girls with this hair color actually feel average, and it is one that whenever I do see orange in like a stereotypical like rom-com, they're like the most unoriginal, boring fucking girls there are in there. Orange-haired girls in action are better, but still not great. So, just not a big fan of the gingers, personally. That's me. I'm stupid. I got bad takes. We'll go on. Alright, so moving on, we got green hair. And green hair is going to be the first one dropped into the F tier. I was looking at the list of girls with green hair, and I do like Sue a lot. Don't get me wrong. I think Sue over here is fantastic. She's great. I don't care for My Hero Academia that much, but I do really like Sue. But besides Sue, there's like not a single green-haired girl that I care about. In fact, most of the green-haired girls I can think of going through, like, I had to go through a lot of like stereotypical like fantasy stuff, and it's a lot of elves, it kind of feels like. And after going through that list, I'm like, wow, these are like always the like worst girl options. And because of that, it can peacefully be resting down there in F tier, knowing it's absolute fucking trash. So I'm sorry, Sue. I like you a lot. You are on my favorites list, on my anime list. I do really like Sue. She's a very nice character, but green hair is garbage. So next, we're gonna be looking at pink hair. Pink hair is one that it's very common. In fact, you see a lot of people. Like I can think, like you got Mocha from Rosario Vampire. Obviously, 02 here. It's a lot of fantasies kind of have a pink-haired color type thing. I know that there's like the pink spiky-haired girl from My Hero. I didn't bother to remember her name because I didn't give a shit about her. There are a lot of girls with pink hair. But I think overall, pink hair is like I'd say a D tier more than likely. It's not great. They're average to below average is what I kind of notice. Like, 02 is an exception because I think it works really well with her design, but a lot of times it kind of feels like whatever slapped on there. I'm just not a big fan of pink hair. I like the color pink a lot, in all honesty. It's one of my favorite colors. When I was younger, absolutely hated the color pink because I thought it was a really feminine color and I thought it was stupid. But as I've gotten older, now I'm in college, I actually really like the color pink, and I think it's a really, really, really nice, specifically more like the color of like salmon pink, that kind of stuff. I think it's a really nice color. But nonetheless, I would still say that for anime girls, we're probably looking at a D tier on that one. Next, we're looking at purple, represented by beautiful Miss Senju Gahara here. And this might be for the fact that I just got to the point where she cut her hair in the anime, but I think purple's an F tier. Purple is also like green. It's like almost always the purple-haired girls are like the worst options. I think Senju Gahara is the exception. I do like Senju Gahara. I think she's a very nice character. Well, not nice. I think she's a very well-made character. She's not nice at all in the show. But I'm a fan of her in the regard of her design, although again, I don't like the fact that she cut her hair. I think her haircut looks significantly worse. But besides Senju, I can't think of like a single example of a purple hair girl that I actually like. And because of that, she's definitely going to have to be sitting in that F tier with all the other purple hair bitches. So now we're on to the last two. We got Rias Gremory representing red hair. And red hair would be an A tier for me. I really like red hair. I would say the darker, like crimson color red hair especially are the better ones, because whenever it starts getting to like a lighter red color, you begin to look at stuff that's closer to pink. And as I said, pink is a D tier. But when you get the actual like red hair girls, they're great. I can think, obviously Rias. I can't remember her name. Stella from Chivalry of Failed Knight. That's the one I was trying to think of. She's great. I mean, there's just they tend to, red is a nice symbol because it typically represents like a fiery personality, which very commonly can be a tsundere, which tsundere, fantastic. So because of that, I just think red has to. I don't think it's an S tier because it just doesn't have the same consistency in my opinion that blonde hair does. There are still some red hair stinkers because it's just, I don't know, just not. A lot of them aren't as good as the blonde hair, but nonetheless, I would still say red hair is a very strong choice. Finally, we're looking at the white, gray, and silver. And this one is a little bit hard because the lines are blurred so much, it's kind of like you have to find an in-between to put it in. Because like if it was just silver hair girls, S tier. Silver hair is gorgeous. When they have that silver hair, it's just, oh, so good. But then when you look at gray hair would probably be somewhere in like the C, D, and white hair would probably be somewhere in the A region. And because of that, once you kind of average them all out, I would kind of say it kind of belongs in the A tier. Again, I had to put these all together just because it's hard in anime to definitively know what they, like, are they a silver, are they a gray, are they a white, just because, the shading can change based off of different scenarios. And because the shading can change and it's not always consistent, it just makes sense to have them merge. But because of that, I would say that it happily rests within A tier. It is definitely a strong choice. It's a very nice looking hair color. I do like the lighter colored hair colors in general. I think they're nice. So overall, except for pink, fuck pink. Overall, I think it would be able to comfortably rest in an A tier. And with that, that's going to be everything for the hair color tier list. I know it's kind of honestly a weird tier list to do, but once I kind of got the ball rolling, I remember a guy did a tier list of each hair color, like anime girls, to where he would like do a tier list of all pink colored anime girls, red, blonde. I remember him doing that, and I thought this was forever ago. I don't remember who the fuck I'm even thinking of, and I liked those videos. So this was kind of just a spiral off of that. But nonetheless, that's everything. If you guys like this, I don't really do this commonly, but I am wanting to grow my audience more. So if you could drop a sub or a like or a comment, any engagement, I really do appreciate on these videos, even if it's a dislike, because a dislike kind of shows to me like, hey, these are not the kind of videos that you guys want me to be making. These are not the things that you enjoy, so I should be looking to make other stuff and other content that you guys would prefer more. So any sort of engagement, leave me a comment with criticism, constructive preferably. If you just leave me a comment that says you fucking suck, I'll be like, thank you, very nice. But if you say, hey, like I know there was a guy who commented like, hey, your mic's a little quiet at certain times, so you should be looking to raise that up. And I, since then I've been trying to be more conscious of how loud my mic is, because I'm someone, I personally prefer things very quiet, and because of that, I think that reflects on my videos. But I think the general consensus is videos are preferred to be louder. That way, if they want to, they can make it quieter. But because you can't it's harder to make a quiet video louder than it is to make a loud video quieter. So stuff like that I appreciate. So anyways, I also have my anime list if you're interested to see all of my shitty takes there that aren't in videos yet, as well as I do have a Twitter where I also continue to put complete unfiltered shit takes on there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys around.